An Aeronca 7AC that crashed. We're going to figure out why it crashed using the NTSB report. Now, these reports that I am doing are focused on maintenance issues. Why did this Aeronca 7AC crash? There was no need for it, and it was a mechanic's fault. Absolutely 100%. A mechanic fucked up. So let's see how this mechanics, there was actually two of them, mechanical failure, serious injury. This is on AeroTell.com. Let's first look at what a Aeronca 7AC looks like. The Aeronca 7AC, here's one on floats. It's a very nice airplane. This one's on straight floats. This is not the accident aircraft, but I just wanted to show you what an Aeronca looks like, because that's what we do here. Make sure we know what we're looking at. That one's a nice example. This paint job here, or livery as we call it in aviation, is pretty standard. It's like a yellow cub. We see this quite often. So what happened? This is the synopsis. The airplane, so when was this? October 2nd, 2022. Mechanical failure, serious injury, and Murray, Kentucky. This has an NTSB final report already, which we are not looking at. We're looking at it through AeroTell's interpretation. So, probable cause. Incorrect reverse rigging of the elevator cables by maintenance personnel and their subsequent failure to verify that the rigging was correct during post-maintenance checks and the pilot's inadequate pre-flight check. Let's read the story. It's a short story. Sometimes I prefer to read the synopsis. So, how does one get the elevator backwards? See, the elevator is this. Well, that's a different plane. Let's have a look here. So in here is a stick, not a yoke. It comes up out of the floor and you grab hold of it and you control the plane. Okay. Well, when you pull it back, this elevator here, the flappy bit on the back there. Oh, just like that one. So let's zoom in here. This is supposed to go up when you pull back. Pulling backwards pushes the tail down, and therefore the plane climbs up. If you push the stick forward, this would go down, which would push the tail up, and the airplane flies nose down. If you get those reversed, when the pilot wants to pull back to go up, it's actually going to be going nose down. So you can imagine on the takeoff roll, this poor pilot doing his post-maintenance flight goes to pull the stick back. Well, in a tail dragger, you might push the stick forward just a tad bit or hold it neutral and just let the airplane climb with very little input. There's different ways to take off, of course. Everybody's got their own technique. However, once he actually started flying and manipulating that, his brain is backwards. Have you ever seen the bicycle? Oh, I've got to search this now. Backwards bicycle. Dude, I cannot spell very well. Turn left or right. This is just a random search term. Yeah, the backwards bike. Okay, let's look at the backwards bike. Let's watch it.
The better you are at riding a bike, the faster you will crash this one. It's called the brain cycle, and the moment you sit on it, your entire life's muscle memory becomes completely useless. Because of a hidden reverse steering gear, turning the handlebars right makes the wheel go left, and turning left makes it go right. Your brain...
Okay, so how freaky would that be when you're trying to fly an airplane and you're trying to go up and it's going down, you go down, it goes up. Well, let's have a read at what happened to that pilot. The airplane had been in maintenance for repair work on the airplane's tail section. On the first flight, after the completed work, following a pre-flight inspection and engine run-up, the pilot taxied the airplane to the runway for departure. During the takeoff roll, when the pilot applied forward stick controls to raise the tail did not rise, and the airplane instead shot straight up, stalled, then descended nose first onto the runway. Examination by the FAA inspector revealed substantial damage to the fuselage. The inspector also noted that the elevator controls were installed incorrectly, such that the elevator moved in the opposite direction to that commanded. That's nothing you can figure out on the takeoff roll. Like, if you're just going to crash. There's no way anybody's that smart. At least I'm not. So let's look at something else here. Because let's look at Aeronca 7AC POH. Now we're going to zoom in. So we can all, the kids in the back can read it. Let's go to normal procedures. This is what the pilot's supposed to do. Now we just got done flaming the mechanics. Let's flame the pilot. Normal procedures, operating checklist. This is your pre-flight walk around. What's the first thing you do? You check the controls, right? Now, is that going to show that you're are backwards? Probably not, because you're walking around and you're going to be moving the controls to its limits and you're not going to necessarily see what the stick is doing. However, for a normal takeoff, or pre-flight, rather, pre-takeoff, right here, 4-3 cigars, which is a mnemonic, whatever that word is, cigars-T, let's go to it, 4-3. So down here at 4-3, no. And well, sorry, I got all wackadoodled out here. So the controls free. So we're making sure that there's no gust locks on it and stuff, right? But when we come down here to cigars, which is controls, what's the first thing you do with controls? Pre-takeoff. Pre-takeoff now means you're in the airplane. You've got your hand on the stick. When you pull the stick back, you're supposed to do that. Look out the side window and see this and see which way it's moving when you manipulate the controls. So, yes, the mechanics messed up, number one. But number two, when you're doing a post-maintenance flight, you want to make sure everything works. So you're going to be checking out what the controls are doing. So what's the lesson here? The lesson here is that after any work on the flight controls, somebody has to physically check that the controls move the right direction. Cables can get crossed, and if they are, pushing the stick forward pitches you up instead of down. The fix is a simple controls check on the ground. Grab the stick, watch the surface, and make sure it moves the way it should. Both the person who did the work and the pilot on pre-flight should look at it. Only takes a few seconds, and it's the kind of thing you'd much rather find sitting still on the takeoff roll. So that's our first breakdown of the day. Accident of the day found on AeroTell. AeroTell is an app that I made. One of the features of the app is NTSB accident search history, where you can search by the make, model, cause, date range of accidents, and you've got your latest accidents. Most of these accidents don't yet have full NTSB reports if they just happened. We had one on August 4th. NTSB report. There we go. We've got a NTSB report on that one already. So I'm not going to read that one. But up top of the NTSB accident research tab, you have a real report to read with the lesson. So this is a breakdown in plain English of the accidents. 182S, December 14th. These are not the latest accidents. These are accidents that have happened in the past. 2 mechanical failures are broken down, and 3 flight issues or other reasons why they crashed. But they're broken down the same. You get the NTSB probable cause, the NTSB report, then the synopsis from the app itself, and how to keep it from happening. So you can find the link to AeroTell.com in what I just said, AeroTell.com, which is also in the description of this video. So anyways, enjoy your morning, enjoy your coffee, and we learned something today.